So Steve Spurrier just moments away from the podium. Day number 1 of the SEC Media Days. We've already heard from Mike Slive, Bobby Petrino, the Arkansas head coach, and we just got done hearing from Will Muschamp heading into season number 1 with the Florida Gators. We'll wrap up everything with Dan Mullen, the Mississippi State head coach. So Steve Spurrier's coming up next. Brian, you say what you want to hear. Joey, what's on your mind about what you need to hear addressed by Steve Spurrier?
Well, I agree with everyone else. It's the Garcia issue first, and then it's defense. We need to see what this defense is going to do. They had 41 sacks last year. It was either they get a sack or they give up a big play, and that was their downfall. We need to see them improve on defense, and if they can do that, they have a chance to be very successful and win. Now, I don't know if they can win the SEC championship game. I think that might be pushing a little too much for now, but they can definitely come out of the East and get to the game again. Now, they didn't do very well last year when they got to the game, but the East is so wide open, they can get there. It might get scary when they get there.
Really had a chance in that first half. If it's not for that heave right before the end of half that Auburn scores a touchdown on, you could have a more competitive second half. Instead, it was Auburn running away. But for the first time in program history, the Gamecocks coming off a division championship. Here's the coach.
About the 2010 season. And here we are ready to go again for 2011. So anyway, we're happy to be here. Got some really good players we brought with us. Marcus Lattimore, Alshon Jeffrey, and Travian Robertson came with us today. So you guys will hear from them, I guess, a little bit later. But again, South Carolina football, we made some progress last year. We did some things for the first time ever. Beat a #1 team, Alabama, on October the 9th. Won our first game ever in the Swamp. Won the Eastern Division first time ever. So we've accomplished a few firsts, but there's still plenty more out there for us to go after. And we feel like we've probably assembled maybe the best group of players we've had in the 7 years now that I've been there. But time will tell. Time will tell how this year's team will do. Again, just briefly, last year we were a very evenly consistent team, I guess you'd say, offense and defense. We both of them finished 7th in the conference, so we're not a great team by any means. We're sort of middle of the pack in offense and defense, and our special teams were ranked near the bottom in about every category. We're the bottom half: kickoff, cover, kickoff return, punt, cover, punt return. So we haven't done a whole bunch on special teams. Hopefully we can do that. So, but anyway, we got a lot of improving to do if we're going to have the big year that South Carolina hopes and believes someday we can. And certainly we'll be shooting for it. But again, a lot will determine on how we play, how we coach. And hopefully we'll do a lot better job this coming season. One thing that gives us hope is that we've done a very good job of recruiting our in-state top players. We've been able to sign the Mr. Football in the state, considered top player in the state the last 3 years. Jadavion Clowney, as we all know, was not only top player in our state, but considered top player in the country last year. So we're really interested in watching him play this year. And he'll be out there early and often, and we think he's really going to be a super player and a real good guy for us. So anyway, we're looking forward to it. Schedule is similar to most years. We've been pretty good at home, 12-2 the last couple of years. Our fans are super. We got a nice little home field advantage there, and hopefully we can continue that as we move on through. But again, our fans, our team, we've had a nice off season with the workouts. I think most all the guys have been there from what I hear. And our strength coaches say the attitude and the effort has been very good through the summer.
Corner?
Coach, you mentioned everything that you have accomplished so far in Columbia. This is a program that has won 10-win season in its history. What do you think you can set out to do for Carolina football that they haven't done and that you haven't done already? And how much longer do you think you will be coaching?
Well, again, like I said, we're trying to achieve some things that have not happened. Yeah, we've only had one 10-win season in the history of the program there, and we had 2 games to try to get to it last year. We couldn't get there, so we failed on that. But no, what gives us hope, again, like I said, we got the #1 recruit in the nation, Jadeveon Clowney, and this is the first time, according to these recruiting experts, that a #1 guy picked a school that has never won a national championship. Usually those #1 guys go to Alabama, Southern Cal, Ohio State, Florida, somewhere like that. So we were able to get a #1 guy. In other words, he said, I've got confidence that my home state university can win big, and that's what he wants to do. And so it was a big boost to get a guy like Jadeveon Clowney, because it sends a message. He believes we can win, and hopefully we can, and those are our goals. How much longer do I plan on coaching? That's a good question. I always say 4 or 5 more. Maybe I'll start saying 3 or 4 more. I don't know. But health-wise, I feel about like I did 10 years ago or so. And we've got the best players since I've been there. Our program, I really believes, heading in the right direction. If it was going bad and we're getting beat, no, I'd be gone. But we got an excellent coaching staff there, too. This very easily could be the best coaching staff I've ever had, because these assistant coaches, they can go recruit the guys. I mean, I give them out a little input, but they don't need me hanging around the guys all the time. They can go recruit them themselves. They can sell our program and the opportunity to play and so forth. So it's a strong group of assistant coaches that I've got, and I'm not as stressful as most coaches are. So I guess that gives me a chance for a little bit more longevity than a lot of coaches.
All right, go down here to Ron.
Yes, Steve, Ron Higgins, Memphis. Every year we come to this, and it seems like we're asking you about guidelines for Stephen Garcia. Can you just talk about your unlimited patience with Stephen Garcia? I mean, you've gone beyond what any other coach I think would do. What is it about Garcia that makes you hang in with him?
I guess we just want to kick him out for stupidity. And there's some reasons that he has probably done some things. And basically, we do believe he's a good kid, good person, and he's already graduated. So he's graduated, and with his latest incident, we told him he could go play somewhere else if he wanted to, but he wants to stay there. And he has really made some lifestyle changes to stay there, and hopefully it'll keep up. So we just felt like he was worth giving another opportunity to sort of change his lifestyle, and thus far he's done it.
Steve, part of Commissioner Slive's suggestion was making scholarships a multi-year deal. Is that a good idea?
No, that's a terrible idea, Commissioner. Do you sports writers have a 2-year contract? How many of y'all got 2-year contracts? 3-year, 4-year, huh? John, you ever had a 2-year deal? All right, so if you go bad and don't show up to work, your butt be out on the street, right? So everybody has to earn their way in life. You earn your way in life. Go from there. That's the way I believe. Luckily, coaches have 4- or 5-year contracts, and, and they get paid off. They get paid off if they get canned, I guess. But no, I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, the Commissioner and I agree on a lot of things, but not that one there.
Glenn Gilbo, Gannett, Louisiana, Coach. How much does your staff use these recruiting services and scouting services, the legitimate ones, and how much do they rely on them? And did you use those much when you were head coach at Florida back?
I think we were bottom of the league in pay last year. I think we spent $12,000 on recruiting services. I read where a lot of schools spend $200,000 or $300,000 on it, but I think we spent $12,000, so that's how much we use it. No, we didn't use it that much in the Florida days either. We operate pretty cheaply around there for some reason. I saw Dan Mullen. Mississippi State's got a jet airplane out there. We pulled our little King Air up next to it. I said, man, they got all kind of money at Mississippi State now also. Everybody's got a lot of money. Everybody's got a lot of money, I guess.